So you are unable to pay me or someone else what they are deserved of. And then this is how you behave in a club. You are able to take something that is worth more than what I asked for. And you are giving it away for entertainment purposes. In fact, in this industry, I wanna body medical aid, I wanna nix. You could literally step out of your house and die. I see a lot of people getting offended or taking offense when certain resident DJs have certain rules. One, and then some take offense. Or whatever the case might be. One.
Yeah.
It's like being a consultant. You are consulting for the club, and you have to live on your mandate that you promised them that this place is going to boom.
Yeah.
The way you guys agreed upon, right?
Hey yo, what's up? Afetu, you know what's up. Kena kwenu here, refitulate your boy, Kadem, para Mr. Snege, Mr. Magumba, kera Hausa Dumeli, Otlapona, and you are now tuned in to the one and only show by the artists for the people. Barakiona, DJs Aras podcast and mix. Yo, guys, hi. Today, like, I have a very, very special guest, man. Like, a friend, like a business friend, guy. Mare hey, Haruguaka, one of the best DJs in my list. Kentonic mentioned it. Ribuaka Motu. Barikena Mr. Spike.
Yeah.
Open a nekero. That's it. Maji,
What up, man?
how are you, my dog?
Good, dog.
Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me, dog.
How have you been?
I've been all good, man. Just going with the flow, bruh.
Yeah.
Just flowing with it, man.
Can I go get it to me?
Oh, Alhamdulillah. I mean, I remember. Yo, it's like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 years ago.
It's like 2 years straight.
Like, guys, we haven't spoken. Like, but just like this, it's been like 2 years.
Yes, it's been
Yeah.
2 years. But you know how social media is. I do see you, not in flesh, but like I will see, oh, there's a video,
Yeah.
he's doing something, there's this, there's that. Yeah, so we're not, we haven't lost touch. We just that on a physical form, we didn't,
Yeah.
meet anymore, but we always had the connection somewhere.
Yeah, Maji.
You get what I'm saying? I could see you, maybe Luana, you could see me. Cool, later, 1, 2, 3, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man.
So okay, let me just start it proper, man. Hanyane, in case some other people do not know about ke tlo stretch out to a point where now I'm going to be asking certain things. Let me
Yeah.
just put it like this. Who is Mr. Spike? Like, to people who do not know, who is Mr. Spike? Kore, batlhele yona fela, in your own way.
Yo, man, Mr. Spike is a lover of good energy, man.
Maji.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I like spreading good energy all around me, man, So the only time I could do that, I saw, okay, music is actually what I could use to communicate my, my language.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I speak a lot through music more than anything. When I, going through some, some bad days, as soon as I put music on, I feel good. And I forget about everything.
Yeah.
Like
True.
everything becomes erased in an instant like that. you know. So that's how I communicate, man. That's who I am.
That's how you heal.
That's how I heal.
Yeah.
And that's how I communicate. You know, I communicate my emotions through music. You know, I mean, I'm sure you've heard me play uh, from start to
Obviously.
finish. You
Obviously.
know, you would understand already.
Can,
That's
can I
that's a
can I
language.
can I tell you something? You are one of the people that in a long time, like wabona wena le black man.
Yeah,
I don't wanna lie. When I hear okay, there's going to be a set by you or Black, I want to be there for the whole set. You are one of those DJs who put me on that. How can I say? And when I'm listening to a set, like I mean, it's like you are on a certain type of journey because I don't even understand. Like you have a certain type of taste of music, or
yeah,
is it
because
experience? Where does it come from? Or
it's
yeah,
because like I just mentioned now, you communicate your energy through music. You know, like who you are and what you are. You know, the foundation stage. You know, it's all communicated in music. You understand? Like you understand now. Okay, sharp. Uh, I'm a toddler, man. His energy becomes yours.
mm,
You take in what
yeah,
he gives you, right? And if your energy is on the same wavelength, you will connect with that person, right?
shit,
But if your energy is not, you will not connect, right? Maybe your energetical field is different from this one who understands whichever DJ playing whatever music,
mm,
you know. So that's why I sometimes I don't even get it. I'm not even offended when someone says, I, I'm not feeling your set, not lala, wawan, because I understand he is not from the same energetical field.
damn.
You
That's a
get
certain way to explain
you
it.
get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
okay, you're not matching
shit.
my energy. It's fine, it's okay. You match someone else's energy, and it's also fine, it's okay. It's nothing bad. But what people think I think lack nowadays is understanding that we don't we don't view things the same, we don't hear things the same. You know, what makes you dance might make someone else, you know, not feeling it,
Mm,
you know, and vice versa. But the only thing that we lack is embracing each other's differences. You understand? I think that's what I've seen. I've done my research. I've seen that's what lack in the industry. Embracing each other's differences. We can't be the same.
mm,
We can never be the same, you know? So, like you just mentioned, Black Man now, he has his own energy that people
yeah,
resonate with, you know? And that people want to see every time they see the name Black Man. Well, I know his energy because they match his energy.
mm,
So once people can get that right, you know, that embracing each other's differences, I think we'll be better off in the industry. And not only the music industry, but you know, creative industry at large, embracing each other's differences.
yeah.
That's it.
Do you produce?
You know, I get a question like that more often now.
Mm,
I have a lot of producer friends, you
mm.
know. I know a lot of producers, like from Northern Cape to Free State to Johannesburg, you know, as far as Newcastle.
Oh, it's like any name drop for that.
No, no, names are very expensive. So,
Sure.
but I once worked with some boy though, back in the days, Joe. Back in the days, is doing huge things in Lesotho now. He's actually the person who taught me, like, this music producing um apps, or what is it? Not apps, programs.
Yeah, programs.
Programs, yeah. So he's a very good producer. I mean, it's Chocolate Soul, like that's his name. He's big now. Chocolate Soul.
Chocolate Soul.
Yeah, it's Chocolate Soul.
Yeah.
He's in the Soto.
Shout out to Chocolate
I don't
Soul.
know
Man.
what he calls himself now,
Yeah.
but I've seen some video of his, and a very nice video, and he's rapping now.
Yeah.
He's always been artistic, but he's the person who showed me, the program, how it works, and I would be at his place late at night. He used to stay in Bamva, trying to make beats, and I think we did one song where we took Jill Scott's voice, né, and made it a house beat. But we never got to finish the song because at some time,
When was this?
yo, Fetu, yes, sis, yo, that was my 2006, 2005, if I'm not mistaken, eh? Around there, man. That was a long time ago. So
Do you understand? We're talking about like 20 years back.
yeah, dog. Like I've been at it, man. Like,
Yeah.
Shit. I've been. It's just that my persona is different. I know now things have changed. There's a certain way to approach being a DJ or being an artist. You have to do certain things. You have your media presence must appeal. You must always, be on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, so I just not my character I'm not that type of person who likes being on social media all the time and doing this and doing that. If you see me on social media, I post once in a while, and sometimes I switch off for a week.
And I was gonna ask
Not
you that
going on
because
social
I don't see you like being an active person on social media.
No,
like,
I'm guilty. I'm not.
I think for people to actually see you, they need to see you at a specific event where you are going to go and support someone or just show face for I'm here, I'm still here. But you are never that guy like on social media. No, not even a video, one video.
And I always get a backlash for it. I meet a lot of how right I'm fit, how pushing fit, how active, man. Again. I'm like, Aish. Hey man, it's just not in my character, man. The proof of the pudding.
The
proof of the pudding is in the eating. I don't like, trying to prove a point to people that yeah. No. Eat bread, and you'll make a judgment afterwards. So okay, if you like what I present, if you like the dish I'm serving you, or if you don't, it's fine. But that's how I approach things. Ikutlwele. I can no buat na ke chwang ke tsa yay tla what no. Ke batla o tle ikutlwele, and you will make a judgment after that. Okay. I like what I what I heard. Or come on, I don't like what I heard. It's still fine. It's still okay.
Tell me something. Where like did you begin? Let me say, where did the journey begin in terms of you being interested in not the music, listening to music or the love for music, but you being interested in being a real like DJ, going to clubs, literally doing your research, understanding the game. Okay, this is how I'm going to push. This is how I'm going to brand myself. This is the kind of music that I'm going to, because you are one of those people to me who are unpredictable. But you are predictable in a point of, I always know what you're going to deliver is going to be something that is going to be like out of this world. It's not going to be just an any day set. I've never heard you repeat a set. A lot of DJs nowadays, they repeat sets. Also my piano, for example, also nani 3-step, and got 3-stepping. If you go to a lot of clubs, there's a lot of 3-step tracks that are available, but a lot of people are sticking to a set. So with you starting this journey and you being a DJ, you being who you are, it's towards where you are like today?
Whoa. Hey man, listen, you know, sometimes I think I get tired of telling the story, but
I'll just chop it up. Just
I
chop it up.
think
But I want you to
I
name
think
those gems.
it's hey man, it starts from home, bro. You
Mm.
know, like I think anyone who's into music or who loves music,
Mm.
it must have started somewhere. So now I took it from home. My dad every morning, it was either my mom or dad, every morning, you will hear music playing.
Mm.
If it's my dad, it will be jazz and all this other type of genres. As a matter of fact, my music taste, to be quite honest, I take it from my dad.
Mm.
I mean, I think he steered the ship. Like he was instrumental in the type of music I'm listening to today. Like he played a very big role musically for me,
Yeah.
Because ayonadlala ntho tse ding, like
Plus, you are very selective in terms of
yeah.
what you
So
listen to now.
and when you grow up with something, it becomes part of you. So and then sometimes fast forward when he had his own joint, his own place. So that's where he used to invite his friends to come over and they will go through each other's selections. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I used to help him a lot.
Wait, his own place, like
It's just club.
a jazz club.
Yeah, it's called Quiet
So he
Storm.
had a club.
Yeah, he had
Oh, because I was actually going to go there in terms of when I was asking, like I'm asking in terms of
yeah.
the selection. Oh, but I hear where you were taking it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he had a jazz club. So during school holidays, I would help him, either select music or help him with washing things or, putting beverages in the fridge
Yeah.
or whatever the case might be. But the most part that I would do, was select music for him. When he gets busy setting up stuff and, now he'll give me a list of CDs, bro, like a lot of CDs, bro,
Yeah.
and records. So now, why that? You have to play the record, ne? And then he listens to the record. He's still busy, by the way. And then he will tell me. He will tell me.
Like he was just
Sorry,
listening.
yeah, he will tell me. Select number 2. Write its name down. Okay. Mamang, the name of the song. Number 1, number 2 is this, number 2. So imagine doing that the whole day because it was a lot of music. You finish with records, now you have to come with CDs.
So he was more like a compiler and a DJ
Yes,
in those times.
in those times. So hey, when I was like, yo, but I got to because of repetition,
Yeah.
I got to love the sound.
Mm.
I got to fall in love with the sound.
What
And
sound was it at that time? It was
it
jazz,
was jazz,
blues,
smooth
nyani.
jazz, with blues,
Yeah.
Um,
Deep house in Intelliting.
in Intel Day,
Eh.
it was around because when the night transitions, when maybe Babusu, but well, mostly I will leave early because now people are coming in. I'm still a kid,
Yeah.
so I don't think he wanted to expose me to that kind of
Environment,
this year,
yeah.
But I would be fortunate enough sometimes to leave a couple of my 9. You see, but already I could see the
So
vibe,
you got
the
like,
kind of people
where's
that
it
are coming
going? Yeah.
in. So later on, these DJs, Bagale Badlala House, so Boma Hotman Lakes, those type of people, the late Pop Williams, yo, man, a lot, man. Like, so that's when now I was like, wow, this is cool. This is actually nice music,
Yeah.
And there's no mufurefere. People are just enjoying
There's
themselves,
no Muferefi.
having fun, and it's crazy. So, and then my love for DJing started then.
So where was this? Was this in Bloom?
Wasn't Bloom, but
It was in the Chabele.
yes, that place is still there even now.
Even now.
The sign.
So Osaiti Street.
Yeah, ke hlahetse Blom.
You are one of the originals. Originally.
Ke ngwana Blom. Started staying in Rocklands, went to Blumanda, and then went to Hayden.
See.
Yeah. So
yeah, le tlo kwa di shit tse ngata ntlo what le tsebe khotmane na ke ke bua le nna tjena. So yeah, man.
ke Ke ngwana Blom.
Yeah.
Ke ngwana
So
Blom.
even the first club that you started DJing at was in Bloom.
Was in Bloom, yeah.
In Elika.
Okay. Well, I took over Crestone, like after my father passed on.
Okay.
I used to do events there with my guys. You know, I had two friends, Zandi and Scave. We sat together. I was like, "Eba fit, play kiele, idutsi,
It's a lot.
written something." Or
Yeah.
so we actually came together and went to my family. I told them, "Yo, I'm gonna run things." You know, one.
Yeah.
And I was actually doing things proper because we even paid them rent. You know, I didn't take advantage of the fact that it was my family house. We serious, we were paying rent.
Actually, a club owner in a way.
Yes,
Yeah.
paying rent.
Hence, you know how this business needs to work.
Yes,
Yeah.
making a lot of money. And we were still very young, by the way, you know. And shout out to Scave, man. Shout out to Zandi out there.
Shout out to Scave.
Yo.
Shout out to Zandi.
Yeah, so we used to run things. So then we met a friend. So you must understand our market was different. And we were snob. So we had the snob
Yeah.
power at that time. So we met a DJ friend, Glenstar. So we meet
Glenstar.
Glenstar.
Yeah.
We meet Glenstar. It was during the week go CUT, not like Anna Gela CUT, because Glenstar was prominent in CUT. He used to do events in CUT, you know. So we met him. We meet him there at CUT. I don't know what we were doing there, but I think we were crossing or something. And we
Yeah.
met him. Like, yeah. Ke tseke le batla bafetu, ke tseke le batla, ho na le ntho e etsahalang bafetu.
Oh, na sa le tseba tla.
Yeah, ke tshwere batho ba batlang ho etsa 21st birthday party. Nna ke na le sound. Ke hloka plek.
Khala dila ka sound
From a very long time.
Yeah.
Mazita Mpichaka. Queststorm. That's how Queststorm started. You know, so this chick's from the CUT, they were from the CUT, they wanted to throw a party. And then we were fortunate enough and smart enough, we had a webcam. So we recorded the party, the whole party, dog. Like,
what was this? Really, I want people to understand.
Finally, around Queststorm happened around 2004, 2005.
Okay, 20 years ago, guys.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
We're talking about 20 years ago. Yeah.
And then we also partnered with other guys. There was this guy, may his soul continue resting in peace as well. Kelvin. So he was from, I think, Limpopo or something. You know, he came to Bloom. He was that guy, his money, throws parties every weekend, you know. So Banabe Peter party makers.
Wait. Nah, it's not the same Kelvin. Is it the same?
He used to drive a Merc, a C Coupe Merc, a silver one.
Was he a dancer?
No.
Oh, no, it's not him. Okay, yeah.
So they used to throw mean parties, man. Mean parties. So they used to like go like maybe this weekend it will be in Brandwag.
Yeah.
Next weekend it will be somewhere, Universitas, you know. And then they after that party that we threw with Glenstar.
Yeah.
At the guys. Né? So there was a whole vibe and people were talking about like yo, because the party ended at 8 in the morning and people were still dancing in the streets. That's how crazy the party was. So I
like
think
a La Vuka type of vibe, like we're not going.
And that place is nice, by the way. Like it's very nice. So I think after that they were like, nah man, there's a new wave coming here. People are talking about this place called Kasi Jensen. I saw it. Then we met, we had a meeting, then we started partnering. It was a partnership. Yeah. I don't know how they took it, Bona, from that side because things ended up being sour in the end. But to us, it was a partnership, you know, that, okay, we fuse two things together. We'll fuse your thing together with ours. We do one thing. We also have a market, you know, maybe it's not as big as yours or as, you know,
but it's our own people.
Yeah, but we also have our own market. We also have our own people. So you bring your own market. Let's get together. You know, let's do things. Let's do this thing properly. We all eat. We all win. But unfortunately, Joe, in this industry, there's always this thing, man, egos, man. You understand? Like people projecting all the time their own insecurities or their own whatever, into a situation or something that could have, worked nicely if we all put our egos aside. You understand? So I think mainly what made that thing not work was there was just a battle of the egos, in the
So
whole argument.
and like like right now why I'm asking you this, ne?
Hmm.
Because I feel like you are someone who's going to have more in-depth no in-depth knowledge of what's happening or what has been happening.
Mm,
Or because Lena I just came into this industry like now in
mm.
terms of pushing Bobo DJ with events and whatnot. Now, from your side, is it a thing, Monana Hore, for you to push or to be successful, let's say in being an artist or DJ? Kobane, there's not a lot of people who come from Bloemfontein like other places. Bankaring he's a DJ, but Ukiga and Joburg ke blind.
True.
It's a selected few,
Yeah,
and that selected few is being pushed by the same people,
yeah.
or but bana tshwanetse benale a certain alignment to certain
Mm,
people. It's not like anyone where now let's buy nka push only one kile kadek nka push kile one. You get what I'm saying?
mm.
Why is it not like that in terms of the unity thing? Why isn't there unity? Why is not that understanding? We are pushing different things, but same thing.
I just like what you said. There's a word you use there, different. Ne?
Mm.
I think that's what we battle with. And I'll take it back to what I said earlier, that the the inability, ne, to to embrace each other's differences is what is causing this commotion that you're seeing now. Because ha hona motho o batlang ho jwetswa, and ha batho ke like ha hona motho a batlang ho mo jwetse, like and batho ba bang ba nka hore ha o mo jwetsa ba nka hampe. They don't want to regard it as a different perspective.
Ipona le betere o na wa
Yeah,
tseba.
wa bona, like ha ona no betere, onana wa bona,
Mm.
like onana wa tseba. Like no, it's a different perspective. It's a different view, from yours.
Yeah.
I heard your
But we
view.
are aiming at the same
Yeah,
thing.
we are aiming at the same thing, but you have a different view.
Mm.
At least listen to mine as well, and maybe we can incorporate the two together and they will work in harmony, if they work in harmony. But so that's what a lot of people grapple with. That's what they struggle with the most, embracing each other's differences. Like we
Mm.
can't be the same. You can have a certain strong point, in a group. You can be, maybe your strong point is becoming a mean graphic designer. The other one's strong point is becoming mean organizer or,
Mm.
whatever, you know, skills or whatever that God will entrust you with to make a living out of.
Yeah.
It's what people battle with. Like, guys, we're different. We can't be the same. You are strong. Let's bring all the skills together. And I think I'm gonna sound a bit controversial.
Mm.
Yeah. That's why I always respect white people because
Mm.
they pull each other, you know, out,
Mm. White
based
people and a lot of
and
cultures,
yes, exactly.
they
And
understand that how
yes,
can I say that mindset? Yeah,
exactly. Like, okay,
yeah.
hey mama, you have this skill. I'm gonna need it, My skill is this. And mama, when I need this skill, I'm gonna need it. So they come together and share information,
Mm.
you know. Whereas I'm not speaking for a lot of people saying they're like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna generalize, né? But some of our folks, some of our black people, had sort of information, né? Wa e tshwara. Wa e spanisa, ya mo spanela, and then what timana ka yona.
And then we fool and
yeah, no, we told someone.
Look, now we told
Exactly.
from a certain source.
So what
No,
yeah. Okay, sharp or like approach. I mean, how did you do this, man? Like I'm I think I'm interested.
But they say that is how it is. It's the eat or be eaten. I found it. Yeah, man, if I found it, it's mine. Like, I don't care what are you gonna say or whatever, because at the end of the day, now you're gonna start wanting to how can I say, eat from the same plate that I'm eating. Well, I understand that, like, now
I understand
in terms of the way people think. Not saying that it's right, not that I'm condoning it, but the way people think right now and these days, they always think like, I don't care who or what are people going to say. But at the end of the day, as long as I am the one who's getting full, I'm the one who's eating, the others, they will see that later. Like, the way ba phelang ka teng nou tjena, ke the way ho so phediwa ka teng. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Hence I'm saying, like, the way we buang ka teng, it's like it's hard to.
But what I'm trying to show you is they shouldn't be that eat or be eating thing.
Yeah.
Why they should be? Like, a cake is big enough for us to have a slice.
They don't see that.
But one person will want to choke on one cake.
And give you that.
And give you and choke on it, like literally choke on it and vomit and say, yeah, hey bro, come help me out, clear the vomit. Like, dog, come on, man, please. So if you understand that we have different roles that we are serving as individuals, coming together to do something, once we embrace that, like once we embrace the differences, like, honestly speaking, I think that's where a lot of this egotistical behavior will actually end, and some, I've realized, like, I travel a lot now. Even when I travel, I don't say anything. I don't like people knowing where I am, so I saw a lot of things, I've observed a lot of things, like, oh, okay, now people are and amongst our people, like, I'm happy, like, I'm like, now people are starting to realize the power of unity.
Yeah.
Uniting in one cause, uniting what you believe in. Now people understand it. Like, people are understanding the power that I can't do this alone. You understand? And also it goes with working with like-minded people, because if you don't, nothing's going to work at all, because you don't see things the same. But if you take a group of like-minded individuals who believe in what you believe in, maybe they might add a certain value to whatever you want to push. But understanding that when they come into your space, they also come with their own skills. So I think the problem mostly becomes when now you have to discuss those skills, what those skills are. I think that's where the contention is. Like, oh my God, yeah. Like, now the ego thing steps in, and then when the meeting disperses, when no value, like, so it's a creator mathata claro. So it's never gonna work. Yes. So once people get rid of that, I mean, some people that I've grew up loving in the industry, prominent people, they're doing that. They're working. It's business.
Please name a few more.
Business.
This platform is also about when we talk about certain people and we are trying to show the good that they do, and about unless it's someone who doesn't want to be out there, but sometimes just this person has done this.
I'm surrounded by people who are just like me in character.
Oh, they're like, I get you, yeah.
Like, we don't like, even if you check my social media platforms, where you have to write your description. I did this emoji, because I'm surrounded by people like that. We like doing things.
Is it mostly DJs pushing out whenever? Okay, there's businessmen.
Yeah, like
you
DJs, personal friends, or whatever,
Yeah.
Even in the DJ fraternity, like the people that I resonate with is the people who possess the same qualities or the same energy as me.
Yeah.
You understand? And I even musically, I'm very selective. Hey man, I find it very hard. I embrace every taste of music. That's how you learn. So, okay, but there's something like this. Wow, it sounds nice, but if it sounds good to the ear, I'll embrace it. But if it doesn't, I'll reject it.
Can I pick your mind?
Yeah.
Tell me something. How since you said you've had an experience in terms of running a place, which is almost like the same structure like as a club or almost seeing the same thing, same model almost, ne? When you being a resident DJ at certain place, have you done that?
Yeah, I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
sharp. How are resident DJs? Ne? I'm not talking about Bloom. Like when in terms of you saying, okay, I've traveled, I've been to certain places. How are resident DJs supposed to run a place in terms of to make a place push, get an audience, obviously get customers, to accommodate DJs, other DJs who are coming into your space and they also want to DJ there. In terms of, I'm trying to highlight everything. Bomazaka, Kobane. For example, Lena, I've been a resident DJ at certain clubs, Wabo. But there's certain ways, say, looking, certain things were supposed to be done in a certain way. But they're like, nah, you don't understand, you are still young, or when with you and having your experience around the industry and the clubs, how do you feel like a resident DJ should run a club? Like,
Mm,
and it's your own way. I don't want you to shy away from anything.
Unfortunately, guys, it's not the resident DJ that makes the call. They work from the pressure of the owner and what the owner wants and the specifications that the owner wants for his own place. Understand? So most of his decision making is based on
the
owner. Okay, the owner of child, will you be able to do it? Yeah, I can be able to do it. So when how do you fit what you want to do to what the owner wants? You understand?
Yeah.
So that's when you're going to chop there, do this. Maybe when your plan was different, but now because now you heard what the owner wants, you are now going to structure your plan according to the specifications of the owner of the place, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, o batla mmino monate, o batla tap-tapo, o batla ho be hantle. Which I must structure my weekend in this way. Friday,
I like the way you're explaining it.
Yeah, Saturday, so Sunday, so now based on what the owner wants, right? So you will curate it that way. So a lot of people, well, from my side, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but from my side, that's how I view it. Like, I think I see a lot of people getting offended or taking offense when certain resident DJs have certain rules. And then some take offense. Yeah, or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
It's like being a consultant. You are consulting for the club. And you have to live on your mandate that you promise them that this place is going to boom the way you guys agreed upon, right? Because remember, they are paying you a fee. So you must render the service.
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
And you must render it well because that's your pap. If you mess up, your pap is going. You understand? Someone else is going to take it. So I think that's when a lot of people get offended. That's when now they put egos in the whole thing. Like, you know, or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
But when in actual fact, it's not the resident DJ. It's what the owner wants for his own place. This guy promised, but he has to curate it in a way that the owner wants.
Yeah.
So that it makes business sense. Everybody's going to get paid. If you want your money, you're going to get paid, and the rest of the stuff, the bills, and I think when people can start, yeah, if people can start viewing it in that way, I think it will make a whole lot of difference on why certain resident DJs are behaving the way they are behaving. Okay, Bona is just strictly how they are. You know, like there's nothing that you can do about it. That's how he is. That's his personality. That's his character trait. Like he is like that. You know what? It's not a matter of like it's something that he just started doing now. It's something that it's a foundation. The foundation for that thing was laid from way back. So that's who he is. That's how he is. And when you take offense for someone being who he is.
Bas understanding, especially like the upcoming DJs. That's why I asked that question. Because there's a lot of people who have a problem with that, not understanding how people run their places and what they're doing. Hence, us having conversations like this is for us to make sure we understand each other's roles and what other people do and what part they play, so that you not step on each other's toes. You understand, okay, this is what this person is doing. So if this person is doing this job and he wants me to do this job, that means I'm going to be helping him to accomplish this mission or whatever that we need to make sure that we satisfy or whatever. You understand, like the way I'm getting it, Dwabo? Because it's also going to take me to this other question. So because we took it from the resident DJ side, hence owner. Why I would say resident DJ and owner, hearing from what you're saying, a lot of power. Owners, they have a lot of power, knowing, how can I say, what puppets they have. You get what I'm saying? So that means, for me, I get what you're saying. Hence, I like the way you put it. For me, there's a certain thin line that we need to understand in terms of stretching something to a point where it's going to feed us all, or to a point where it's going to feed you alone because you are trying to accomplish someone's idea of something that they feel like it needs to be done this way. But where are these people, how can I say, having these businesses? They're having these businesses in your community. They're having these businesses in your town. That they're making money from your place and they're using you to make that money. You understand? And now there's a specific culture. I'm looking out for myself. Because when I'm saying I'm looking out for myself, there's a difference then that says I'm looking out for the culture. That is where I have the power to also influence. Sharp, I understand what the owner wants. No? Okay, the owner wants this place to run like this and like this and like this. No? Then there are certain things that the owner is going to do, of which I also do not like. Kobana, right now, he's limiting me. You are saying you want me to dig a hole that is this deep, but then you are giving me a teaspoon.
Get you.
Or you are saying I must use my hands to show you how loyal I am to you. So you want me to literally make you 4-5 million before you start paying me 1,000 rand a week. So that the minute you start giving me that money, now I can't do anything. Hence, I'm not throwing it on that resident DJ. I'm just trying to speak for the culture. Because there's a culture, for example, that we not talk about. No? If for example, like when let me make example like Finzu. ya DJ Finzo. I get to be what's the story sa DJ Finzo?
Sapayola.
Sa Bare Payola le Cash Lido, something like that. From the way I get the story, from what I see, and Lebo Cash Lido cover bear video that. So ke bona le into ya DJ Finzo. DJ Finzo, for example, he had a responsibility. Not saying that he's guilty or not, but I get to be story straight. So I could say this is allegedly. So if DJ Finzo is given a responsibility to play this music, DJ Finzo, that means he's like the resident DJ
of music programming.
Yale CDFA.
Or music compiling. Yeah.
Hence, I'm saying he's like the resident DJ, meaning he's the one who's going to give the DJs the music to play for that day. Or he's the one who approves what kind of music needs to be played, who needs to be played. Do you get what I'm saying? So that ain't new. It's something that is going to feed the Free State artists or whoever artists that are going to be sending their music to Lesedi FM, to the compiler, so that I'm like, can you please check out my music? You can send out a statement and say, guys, this is why we are not accepting your music. Your music sounds like this. You need to work on the mixing and master, make workshops so that artists can understand what is needed for them to play their music on videos. You understand what I'm saying? But those initiatives are not taken. A lot of people are still looking at pleasing the owner. Because now the owner is going to complain when he starts seeing what the customers are going. How are you running the business, dog? What's happening? This is what. No, you are not giving me enough. But you didn't tell me that. Or if you didn't tell me that, well, at least I have something to stand on if I tell you that, Damon, you know what? I understand this is what you want, but now to also make this culture grow, there's a culture behind this thing. It's not just a money-making machine. There's also a culture. There's people who make money from it. You get what I'm saying?
But also, what I want to point out,
sure,
we should not speak of people as if they're robots, they're programmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Judging from what I've just heard you say, like, no, but owner, there's they're not robots, they're people. So what I want people to understand is you behave the way you were brought up. You understand? Like, if you look so we totally know it's something that you learned. It's like you learn that. You know, because people didn't be fair. You have to learn that. You know, you have to learn to kill.
So they were taught to be.
So when you work with someone like that, you know, or when you are in an environment of people like that, it's contagious. You know, you are going to okay, so you would the owner has its own, because you having a meeting with them or whatever, you know, you sit with them, you talk, like you strategize how you guys are going to carry on with the club the whole year. When are you gonna do events? Who are you gonna bring and all of that, right?
So, and can I just say something on that? Sorry to disturb you. Some owners, in terms of a lot that I know, or some that I've worked with, they say that and they trap people. You get what I'm saying? Hence, like how another thing your character and what you get what I'm saying?
It's nothing that we can do about it.
Yeah,
like, it's who they are. It's what they know. You know, it's something that you can't do anything about. It solely depends on that person if he wants to change.
Which is the
owner. You understand? Because if it okatola, you know, I've been in instances where, you know, Uka Mutare, Emona, Fitu, I say it's 1, 2, 3 because the owner says 1, 2, 3. One, I go span, and then you meet the owner. The owner's like, nah, nah, such something like that.
Yeah.
So you can never know because you were not there. You understand?
Oh, you were not there, no?
You were not there when things were being chopped up. When there was a a meeting or whatever the case might be, or what. For all you know, your friend might be telling the truth, or your colleague might be telling the truth. You know, for all you know, he might be lying. The owner might be telling the truth. So it's a hey.
You see why I was using that example?
Yeah.
Enough. Hence, I'm saying he said, for example, like, no, this is what these people
Exactly
do.
what I'm.
So, like now, hence, it's going to go back to that point for the DJs, for the club, ne? For the club to have a business. Or it push, it needs workers. It needs workers. It needs people who are going to make it function. Hence, like, so now, when the club needs people who are going to be working in the club or by a running business, then obviously they're going to be playing music. This music comes from a certain place, from certain people. By Lauren Bauye, a music owner, of which I get another so whatnot. They do not pay them, whatnot. So the music is being exploited there and there. Hence, like you are saying, it's something that you cannot do anything about. Sharp. Then from there on, now there are these artists who are not making money from the music. Okay. Then there are DJs who are trying to also make money. They want to make a living from this thing. Yeah, the music. Ne? So now the DJ, Kyonan of Manaspan is at an establishment, eloring ebapala music about. It's a chelete about. Hence I'm saying, for example, okay, we can't do anything about it. If we don't go to that place, it'll go. If we don't make those people, hence there's a lot you can't think apartheid in terms of then or you get what I'm saying. But I have my own struggle in terms of us getting certain things they are well deserved for what you are doing. In terms of Spanish, it doesn't mean just because I understand the way how like our way they're like, okay, hey, there are certain things that person was brought up like that. These other people, apartheid and whatever, they were like that, but certain things changed because there were certain people who felt like they will stand for what is right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Hence, how we of which is the reality that someone has to get crippled or someone has to get shot.
Sad,
you get what I'm saying? For something right to happen. Hey.
But you know what? Like, I don't like dwelling on, like, you know, some things that don't work, like, for a very long time. You know, I get fast man and I move.
Yeah.
But what's happening in our industry, especially, let me talk about the industry that I'm more prominent in.
Yeah.
You know, it's very sad. I wonder if because you know when when I get to a place there, like I like standing alone.
Yeah.
You know, and then I like observing, and I observe a lot of things. You know, I take in a lot of energy. You know, I see a lot of things. You know, and after making my observation, I'm like, oh, so you are unable to pay me or someone else what they are deserved of. And then this is how you behave in a club. You are able to take something that is worth more than what I asked for. You know, and you are giving it away for entertainment purposes. And then when I ask you to give me that money, you tell me a story. No, what? In fact, the sad part about this industry, I was having a conversation like this yesterday, I think, with a friend of mine. I was like, these people don't know. These kids, dog, badula guy, number one, batswa malapeng a jwang, number two, right? And what efforts do they take to
get to a place?
Yeah, to get to a place to do what they love.
Yeah.
And our faith, you don't even remunerate them in any way, shape, or form. Listen, you know, I was even telling someone, Sheba, they give you 6. of your choice, right?
They give you that special treatment. You can choose.
Then
6 of your choice.
You calculate the 6 or man. 6 ye ke bokana.
Ke Mazaka
12 ye
transport.
ke bokana. You know? Hot man no stampa 6 in pechelet. Problem. Starts there. No. I cannot share it. Okay, but what's this? This is money. You are giving away your stock.
And when you sell this, you're literally making this amount.
Exactly.
And I'm here.
Give me the amount.
You can just sell it to someone who's just going to buy it right now and just give me that money. Why is it a problem?
You know? So, in fact, in this industry, I want to body medical aid. I want to nix. You could literally step out of your house and die. And life goes on. They find another person who's going to replace that person and play. They don't think for such things, like what these boys are going through on a daily day, bruh. It's reality. It's sad. And then there's a group of those that are fortunate enough to get bookings, they're favored or whatever the case might be for their own reasons. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And then unfortunately they now also develop this gatekeeper mentality, which is not going to serve them anything in the long run. You understand? And then they
I'm a gatekeeper, you gatekeeper,
ukwala mamati for batho ba batlang ho thola opportunity e tshwanang le ya hao. You understand? And wa ikwala, wa ikwala, and then
5 minutes sharp.
Wa ikwala, and then someone else was suffering because you feel like o tlo nkela span or whatever the case might be, It doesn't really matter. But okay, maybe skills as tlisang se different from sa house. Se ka nna sa contributela pleke ena a batlang ho kena ho yona in some way. Wa bona? A so o tlile mo a na le skills se tshwanang le sa hao. Maybe size is different, wa bona? Ha le ka kopana mo fa sa hao, ne? And then alpha sa high le dikopane le etse ntho one le span le be mnati. There's nothing wrong with that.
So re bonana stress maji.
Yes, like that's the thing. For what though? Like for what, my G?
It's like what you are busy saying right now. For example, you are not booked for the respect that you are given. You are not booked that way unless it's from bongata or people who know your value, or you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But in terms of literally being pushed by even people by their fellow DJs, you remember there was a time where there was a show. Then you mentioned a certain girl.
Oh yes.
Yes, I don't know if
coming to that, I love doing that, dog.
You see, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
And that was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I love doing that. I love recommending people. I get a lot of calls.
Why don't they do that?
I don't know. I get a lot of calls, from outside promoters who would want, maybe it's a Women's Month, and they'll be like, hey, Fitch, I want to music also. Based on my experience, maybe if I've listened to that person and that person really, impressed me,
yeah,
I will recommend them. Sometimes I may not have their numbers directly, but I will say the name. Check social media.
Effort recognized for that position.
Or if was struggling, I go search for the profile and then I send you the link so that you can see what that person is about. If I have the numbers, I share the numbers. Or most of the time, I even ask permission from the person who owns the numbers. So
yeah.
And I want no mention. I don't want accolades. I don't want to be praised for it. I don't want. If you return the favor, I'd appreciate it. But even if you don't return the favor, it's still okay.
Can I show you something? Eh? Since you said you've been traveling, imagine now. we saw Jozi, ne?
Yeah.
How many unknown DJs backwards underground like Joburg? I can underground, I'm not talking about mainstream. Jwalo ka rona, like ha ke bua ka wena, then I mention you to someone who's in Cape Town. Ke a tseba hore ha o tlo disappoint ha o fihla da. So imagine now we get Majita Baba Majozi. But this place is not even so big.
No, it's not.
In terms of the industry, in terms of what we do.
That's what they also need to understand.
You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm how gatekeeper here or gatekeeper in, because you are gatekeeping people who are going to bring
in the
business
grand
to our
scheme of
place.
Things is very small.
You get what I'm saying? Getting people from Joburg, let's say or what, let's say we have like 3 guys, they come down this side, we have a certain fee. Imagine how the relationship would be. Imagine how many people from Joburg would be making money also in terms of traveling. But they push it into how can I say the image in a different place. They engage with it. But where by play Marona is like hardly he get on like these are the same people. Get on like he's a spiky fade.
It's a matter of preference, what people prefer, like there are dope DJs out there. I can attest to that. I've listened to many, even in Bloom, like there are dope DJs, man. It's just unfortunately some of them just get caught up in this system of issues and all those other things. But there are a lot of dope DJs and producers in Bloom. Yeah. But I feel like, and I'm gonna speak for myself as well, not excluding myself. I feel like we always want to be validated first for us to to want to do something. Like you have to be validated first by someone outside. You want to be praised by someone outside first. Yeah, Masipa, and then you like, yeah. No,
I'm doing
it. And then you become comfortable living in that space. Like you don't want to view things differently. You are going to be like you're going to do the same thing every day, all day,
the same way.
Repetition. Because you'll fast something yana. But you don't want to look beyond that. What that can do if you only maybe can approach things differently. In a different way from what you used to. So it's sad because talent is dying out there, dog. Kids with real talent, man. I see them every day. I wish I could really play a significant role and a major role in their lives, and maybe
you're going to
even teach them things that maybe I might have gotten wrong doing this thing, I wish I could do that,
Maji, can I just before Mahila, how many minutes is that? Conversation and I can say it's next, but let me do this. We must have a part 2. I feel like also from your side, you saying what you're saying right now, like you want to have a difference, you want to make a difference, you want to make people learn certain things and whatnot. I feel like this conversation can go on forever, because I respect you a lot and I've learned a lot from you. So I feel like we must do this. Like have a conversation. It's episode but sometimes maybe we might not know you have your own guests. Even certain type of we are different. How can I say we are different classes? But there's certain people that won't know certain things. But we it's something maybe we can talk about it. But yeah,
I cannot choice. I need to.
Guys, yo, I'm happy, man. Like, I've been learning a lot. There's so much to learn. There's still so much to discuss. But you know what's up? Yanong ha se re mathalebelo tshwantse re kgaole fela bo makaeka wa bona le ntja ka e tong kgalemela mona. Wena boyka. Yeah, man. But yeah, guys, we are live right here in Bloemfontein, and I don't wanna say ke tla le bona hape ko bana khotman la ka ke yona na ena. O lo le shapa ka mix e monate ampe right now. So we're going to link it on the description below, because these days now we are not going to combine the mix with the interview. Oh, hi, Scooter. See, we are not going to link the mix with the interview. So they're going to be separate. So you just check it out at the description below. And yeah, man, you know what's up. We out now. We're gonna go to the mix. Part 2. Shout out to Khotman Laka, Mr. Spike. You know what's up. Shout out to my team, man. Guys, subscribe, like, share, talk about DJs or us, podcast and mix. In Bloemfontein, man, in the Free State. You know what's up. Maybe in SA Khotman, in the universe. You know what's up, man. Shout out, guys. Kita next time. Halal.
Peace.